Good evening, all. I, on behalf of Team Samanu Vidharta, welcome you all for today's webinar. I would also like to inform to all our participants that for any queries or questions, you can type in your questions in our question answer box here. So moving ahead, I would request our founder member Zarna Shah to introduce today's webinar topic and also about us. Over to you, Zarna.
Thank you. Thank you, Sanjukta. Hello, everyone. So we are back again with the webinar 101 on demand. It's a great audience. Many of you guys missed it in the first stage. So there was a huge request coming up that please have this webinar again. They missed the information. So here we are again with webinar 101, what to do after architecture for abroad. Okay, so firstly, I would introduce our company, which is Samanu Vidharta. So we are dealing with the interiors, architecture, reconstruction, conservation, education. A lot of things are going on there. It's a team of 3 architects who are very enthusiastic and passionate about architecture, and we all have different specialities and. We work towards it. We do a research a lot. We have many projects going on. You will be getting to know that through the social media, of course. So I will introduce myself first. My name is Zarna Shah and I'm founder of Samanu Vidharta. I have an experience nationally and internationally, graduated in architecture, post-graduation in furniture design graphics, and also in urban conservation. I worked in Texas. I worked with UK company. I worked in Ahmedabad. I worked in Mumbai. I worked in Dehradun. I worked a lot of places. But altogether, it's all about architecture. I'm an individual member of ECOMOS India. I'm a co-coordinator of NSC ARSA, which is a national scientific committee held under ECOMOS umbrella itself. Associate member of Triple ID, associate member of IIA. I am sure you know the full form of all these associations and all. I would like Sanjukta Das to introduce herself. Over to you, Sanjukta.
Yes, thank you, Zarna. Hello all, I am Sanjukta Das. I am working as mid-level architect for Samanu Vidharta. So I have done my BArch from Pilu Modi College of Architecture, and then I did my master's in urban conservation from Mumbai. I have also worked for 2 years in professional line of architecture in Bangalore and under Kembhavi Architecture Foundation. And then right now I'm into teaching field, and also I'm working as a researcher with Samanu Vidharta. I have also presented my 2 research papers abroad in Belgium and Hungary 2 years back. And I'm also into I also do a few workshops conducted by INTAG, mostly regarding in heritage documentation. And also I'm doing my own research work, which is on cultural landscape and the ecological planning. And yes, currently we all are working towards architecture education and also heritage documentation and architecture conservation under Samanu Vidharta. Thank you. And now I would request Mitali to take over. Over to you, Mitali.
Thank you, Zanna. Hi, everyone. I hope I'm audible to you guys. Firstly, a very good evening. And I am Mitali Nalla. I have done my Bachelor's of Architecture from Sir JJ College of Architecture, following which I did my Master's, just like Sanjukta and Zarna in Conservation. I did it from Kamla Raheja Institute in Mumbai. After that, I've been extensively working into projects which are related to interior as well as development plans. And with Samanu Vidharta, we are as a team, we are looking at architectural conservation projects, which allows us to do more research into intangible cultures, and also make management plans for each precincts. We are looking into that. And I hope today's webinar is really informative for you guys, because I think it's the second most crucial time of your life after deciding for bachelor's of architecture. So this is going to be really a career change or a career extension for you guys. I hope you learn from this, and I'm requesting Zarna to continue from this.
Thank you, Mitali. So I'm sure everyone here is in architecture, either graduated or in second year, third year, fourth year, or last year for sure. Last year students and the guys who have done Bachelor of Architecture already, this is going to be super helpful, but it is going to be very interesting and really helpful on the earlier times of your Bachelor of Architecture, because now you will be able to know how you should proceed with the remaining years in bachelor's. So guys, let's move on with our webinar, and we would like to just give small tips that you should not fall in trap of big names, because many a times you won't get help for selecting your colleges, you won't get help for selecting your courses which is for your interest and which is going to be very helpful for you in the career further. So you should know small tips, tricks and secrets to build up your future, and we are going to help you for that for sure. So what do you think that for after Bachelor of Architecture, what you can do? Like, because obviously we have few courses in Bachelor of Architecture, so you think that you can do urban design, you can do landscape, you can do housing, you can do town planning, or just general masters in architecture. But guys, that is not all. Okay, there is a lot more to do after Bachelor of Architecture. You won't have imagined, but you are going to learn a lot this webinar, because you are going to learn very variety of courses which are possible after Bachelor of Architecture. Because I know many a times people think that if I've done Bachelor of Architecture, these are the possibilities I can do further. No, this is not the limitation. You have a lot. You can do transport planning, you can do specific in lighting design, you can do environmental planning, you can do courses in management, which can be construction, disaster, many more. You can do digital architecture, which is really in for today's days. You can go into game architecture. People who love game, they can always go ahead with the game architecture courses. You can do photography, you can do interiors, you can do a lot, and we are going to explain you many famous courses available around the world in today's webinar. And also, we are going to tell you from where you can do the really renowned and famous courses. Like with the location, we will tell you which courses will be best taught from which place. So we have segregated all the courses, all the colleges into different sections according to the countries. So here you will be able to see that, okay, for USA, if you are keen to go USA, then okay, there are few colleges which are really renowned and famous where you can go, and the country itself is renowned for few courses. So for example, for US, if you are thinking, you can go for urban studies, you can go for digital architecture, and you can go for various design courses. Okay, specifically design courses. We will be explaining you what are the design courses and what are the categories in that. But yes, USA is famous for that. Of course, Europe is also similarly famous for design courses, but Europe is also famous for sustainable architecture. Okay, again, if we go for UK, then you will get to know that, okay, you have really good colleges for architectural history courses. So that can be conservation also, specifically history also. Again, it is also famous for sustainable architecture. It is famous for conservation, of course. Canada and Australia are having a very common course, that is project management, construction management. These are really good courses there. And also they have Australia has sustainable in very famous and very renowned ones. In Canada also, you have urban design and landscape very known. Asia, we have taken up small parts, like you can choose up for Japan or Singapore. You can select few courses there, but they are really famous for the engineering, construction engineering courses. They are famous for urban design. Yeah, and few courses are there for digital architecture also in those places. So we have also mentioned few important things here, that what will be the fees and all. The intake options here are mostly March, July, the summer and the other intakes. So let's go into the details of few courses. Okay, so we will be going courses wise, and my colleagues are going to explain you in detail all the courses which you can take up. So I will like to Sanjukta to take over from here.
Yes. Thank you, Zarna. I hope all of you have got a little bit glimpse about what we are going to talk about in today's webinar, as Zarna had already introduced the topic and a few glimpse about it. So yes, now we will be looking into the course details, because which is the most important thing which you will be looking into, like what course you want to select and why you want to select the course, about your interest and all. And yes, we, especially we, being a team of architects, which we are also in the field of our professional field and also teaching field. So here we can guide you more properly, and as we are all aware in this architectural field. So yes, moving ahead with the course, the first course is architectural history, or it is somewhere it is told as architectural history, somewhere history of art and architecture. So mostly the universities either give it as a MA degree in architectural history, or it is also a degree in master in philosophy. So basically those students who are interested in the theoretical knowledge of our history, of our architectural history, starting from classical architecture, English heritage and everything, to the modern contemporary architecture. So those who are interested into looking into the how the historic in and our environment has evolved, how what kind of theories are there, what kind of histories are there, and also how buildings can be analyzed. So you can take up this course. And yes, some of the renowned universities, right, are University of Oxford, UK. Uh, yes, hello. I
I'm
think,
sorry,
yeah.
I missed. There is some issue. Just a second.
Okay, okay, yes, no problem.
Sorry for the trouble. I will just take a few seconds, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're able to see
Yeah.
it.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I'll continue with it. So we were talking about the course architectural history. And yes, some of the very renowned universities, mostly, yes, United Kingdom is one of the renowned countries where you will find courses like, which is famous for courses like in architectural history or conservation. So many universities from UK, like University of Oxford, University College of London, University of Edinburgh. Then we have few universities in like Parsons Schools of Design in USA and Savannah College of Art and Design in USA, which are famous and giving this degree under architectural history. And mostly in UK, it will be a course of 11 months or even 1 year, 6 months. But in USA and all, it will be a 2 years degree course. Shall we move to the next slide?
Yeah,
Yes. So after that, we have another course, which is most of you must be aware of, that is in degree, master's in architecture or architectural degree. So it will be on the all the aspects of architectural design, right? Starting from design concepts, whether like building services, landscapes, everything will be considered in this subject. And those who are interested in taking up general architectural design as their studies ahead, so you can take up this course. And here you will be, it will be BA honors given. The degree will be BA honors, or sometimes it is few universities give a degree as masters of architecture, and also master of philosophy in architectural design. If it is the degree is mostly based on theories and research oriented, then you will be offered a master of philosophy degree. And again, UK, USA, Australia, they are one of the renowned countries which are offering these course. So in UK, University of Manchester, yes, one of the very renowned university which offered this course, which you can take up ahead. Then Harvard University, most of you are aware of in USA, is also famous for giving a March degree in architectural design. And yes, again, it is a 2 years course. And also a UK, it like generally spring or autumn, you have either one, your enrollment will be in spring or in the autumn, that is October. Next slide. So next, we have architecture and urban design, or sometimes some universities also term this course as architectural design and urban history and theory, or even urban studies, or urban planning, or urban strategies and design. So this course, either it will give you an MSc degree, an MPhil degree, or masters in urban design, or MS, or masters in urban planning. So these are nothing but it will be all here, all the studies will be related on the development of cities around the world, globally how cities develop, how cities have evolved, then how you will be having a sustainable city planning ahead, how, what kind of strategies will you will be involving it while doing urban design, or while doing any infrastructural design or urban level design for cities. So yes, a lot of scope is there where students who graduate from this, taking this course as a specialization, you can work with many renowned infrastructural companies, many renowned urban design companies. Also, you can work with the government, with the international, each country's government. Even in India, you can work with like National Institute of Urban Affairs, where they do projects at urban cities level. So University of Cambridge in UK, then University College of London, then University of Melbourne, yes, one of a very renowned university in Australia, and then Pratt University in USA. These are some of the renowned universities which offer this course. Again, it is a 2 year course, and it has intake is also spring and autumn, depending upon the which university you want to go for. We have next is architecture and digital theory, or digital media, right? So here again, with architecture, how you can digitally, how you can be the master's is a research-led program where both digital theory is being taught along with basic architectural design, right? So here, how you can develop digitally, how you can develop your architectural designs, how what kind of computer design or computer fabrication design work you can do while doing your architectural design, right? So here again, UK and USA. USA is mostly famous for more digital media or program in computer design in architecture. So here again, it is some of the renowned universities are University College of London. Then Rhode Island School of USA is also one of very renowned university. Then School of Visual Arts. And again, mostly this course is again of 1 year course. You will be given MPhil or Master of RES, there's Master of Research or MFA degree. And again, it is an autumn, that is September, October intake. So then we have advanced sustainable design, sustainable cities or sustainable futures or advanced materials for sustainable infrastructure. So I think most of you are again aware how we are moving towards sustainable design. We lot of us are talking about sustainability, talking about how we can make our material sustainable, how we can make our environment sustainable for future and future uses, and how we can make our resources available for our futures. So in that case, this sustainable design is very into practice right now. Most of the students are interested for this, and there are a lot of scopes here, both in abroad and also in India, right? So you can here, after graduating from here, you can really be a sustainable architect designer who will be practicing in the design of sustainable materials or looking in the design of sustainable infrastructure. So depending upon the topic of interest and your topic of location, you where you want to go, here are again few renowned in universities. Again, yes, USA and Australia are some of the countries which are very much renowned in sustainable design and especially in sustainable infrastructure. And University of Edinburgh, then King's College of London is also very much renowned. Then in Australia, University of New South Wales and RMIT are few renowned universities. And again, it is either a 1 year, in UK mostly it will be a 1 year degree course, and in US and Australia it will be 2 year degree course. We have, after that we have architectural conservation. Yes, I think again most of you are aware of this. So who are really fascinated about our old ancient buildings, our ancient history, our heritage, so you can really take up this conservation, architectural conservation, right, as your post-graduation studies. It will be either a Masters of Science in Architectural degree or MA in Architectural Conservation, right? So here again, yes, UK, Europe are few of the countries which are very much renowned in architectural conservation, because again, these are the countries which also have a very rich heritage, right? A very rich cultural heritage is there. You must have studied in your BArch history classes about European heritage, about English heritage and all. And yes, again, after you become a specialized conservation architect, you can work with many renowned international organizations, right? ICOMOS, you can work with UNESCO. Even if you want to come back to India, you can work with INTEC and ASI and be a conservation architect or a conservation planner, or you can work as per like everywhere. So again, yes, University of Edinburgh, then Cardiff University in UK, then University of York, which is very much renowned for this course. Then in Australia also you have University of Melbourne offering this course, and in USA also Pratt and University of Texas. And again, it's a 1 year course offering MSc or MA degree. Then we have global urban development and planning, or it can be also termed as regional and urban planning studies, or somewhere it is also termed as urban regeneration and development, urbanization and development. It is mostly an MSc degree. Here you will be concentrating on the planning aspect, right? Like how urban planning should be done, how global planning should be done, what are the various strategies and issues at global level which people are facing in terms of city planning, in terms of infrastructural planning and development. So who are really interested into the planning field, you can take up this course, right? And where you can also here you can build up a relationship between urban design and also planning. Also the design and planning, both you can uh, merge together and become a planner. So here again, University of Manchester in UK and London School of Economics and Political Science are some of the renowned colleges which are offering this degree course in planning. So after you, again, you have a lot of scope. Again, as I said, like how after becoming an urban designer even after becoming an conservationist, how you can work with international bodies or international institutes. Here also, as a planner, there are a lot of government bodies, government institutes where you can work, and there are a lot of scope ahead for you. We have then history of design, then design for change, interior architecture and special design, global innovation design. So the main aim for this design program is that in architecture, in like interior graphic and special design, is to support you in establishing your own definitions and approaches to the diverse and controversial subjects of graphics, product design, interior space design, etc. So here a design whole as a subject you will be taught, and various aspects of design, like be it some kind of a special design, be it architectural design, be it new innovation design, be it interior design, a lot of aspects, all these aspects will be taught here. And then again, from there you can also, few of the universities, they have selected electives like specialize, either you want to go for some innovative design, either you need to focus only on special design, or you need to focus only on graphic design. So you can take up electives from this course again, and specialized as per your topic of interest. So yes, UK, there are renowned universities, University of Edinburgh, University of Oxford. Again, it is a 1 year, and also MPhil is a 2 years degree course. Next, we have structural steel, concrete structures, earthquake engineering, and infrastructure resilience, right? So those who are really interested into the engineering of the building, right, into the how structural system works, how concrete structures work, so they can take up the course. Again, UK is renowned for structural steel design or concrete structure courses. So Imperial College of London, again, one of a very renowned college, and University of Bristol. If some of you are really interested, you can take up ahead and we will guide you better. So again, it is a 1 year course and autumn, September intake. Then we have applied landscape and archaeology, European masters in landscape and architecture, then landscape architecture. So all these degrees they are different in name, but again, yes, they are handling the overall topic of landscape. So who are really interested in landscape, in softscape, and designing of many landscape elements, so you can take up this course ahead. Again, Australia is renowned for landscape architecture. The University of Melbourne, RMIT, University of California in USA also renowned for this course. So who are interested, you can take up ahead. Again, it is a 2 years course, and autumn and spring both intake is there. And then we have environmental change and management, climate change, water and environmental management. So again, like sustainable architecture, sustainable design, environmental change is also much into talk now, where we all want is a good environment for all of us, a good built environment, a good environment. So those who are really interested to have environmental management course, how you will manage your built environment, how you will do water management, how you will manage your climate. So you can take up this course ahead. And UK and Australia are the two countries which are offering courses in this. University of Bristol, University of Oxford, New South Wales University, University of Western Australia are some of the renowned university. Again, this is an MSc degree and 2-year degree course. So then next we have human geography and urban studies, or education in arts and cultural settings. So who are really interested to the study of human evolution, to this in the study of how society has evolved. So you can take up this course. Again, it is a research based course, and it will be an MA and MSc degree. And University of Edinburgh in UK and London School of Economics are two renowned universities which are offering this course. Again, it is a 1-year autumn intake course. And then we have architectural computation. Yes, most of you must be fascinated about computers, computer designs and all, programming. So here basically this course will talk about various softwares, various programming skills that you can do in architectural discourse, right? So again, University of London is one of the very renowned university providing this course. It is again a 1-year course. And then we have interdisciplinary design for built environment. It is Master of Studies, that is M.ST course. The degree will be Master of Studies degree. And where this is for the built environment, how we can do innovative design for our overall built environment. And many of the disciplines are involved here. Again, University of Cambridge is one of the renowned university offering this course. Again, it is a 2-year degree course. So from now, I would request my colleague Mitali to take over ahead with again some very new courses. Over to you, Mitali.
Thank you, Sanjukta. That was really a very long list of courses already. So I hope you guys are there and coping up with all the courses which we are feeding you right now. So from here onwards, I'm looking towards a little bit of engineering side courses, which will give you a knowledge of structural as well as architectural courses, which are not very much heard of, but are really very interesting. And let's move with it. So starting with Masters of Architectural Engineering. So you may ask me that how is it different from the construction management course? So let me tell you that this course is very different from construction management. It as it says that architectural engineering. So it will have a lot of focus on engineering subjects like civil engineering specifically. Not only architects do apply for this course, but there are civil engineers also who apply for this course. So a University of Melbourne in Australia is offering this fabulous course for 2 years. It is not very known, but has a high demand in Australia itself. Okay, so you're going to get knowledge about how the structure is made. So there's going to be a lot of structural maths involved in this subject. And of course, if you're keen on keen into going into engineering field after your bachelor's, this definitely is a course to go for. Coming up next is Sana, can you? Okay, so Masters of Construction Management. Of course, continuing from architectural engineering, this is something where management is involved. Firstly, you don't have to go much detail into structural aspects. They'll give you a glimpse of understanding of how the structure is going to be built and what kind of services does an architect need to do to for the site to run basically. So construction management is going to give you a clearer idea about which all fields are going to be involved in the construction field. So there is going to be the contractor, the land surveyor, then the architect, then the material expert. So all these aspects, the construction manager would look into each and every aspect, and he has to have an idea of everything. So this is a very highly demanded course. I may say that it is the most paid course. Of course, the pay level for this course is really high, especially if you go in Australia. It is the third largest salary giver in the whole world for construction managers. And some universities like University of Melbourne, UNSW, then the Queensland University of Technology, University of Adelaide, Deakin University, Griffith Universities. There are a lot of universities you can opt for. The intake for Australia is generally between March and August. It is a 2 years course and a very interesting one, definitely. Then there is Masters of Property. I'm sure not many people would have known about this course. Being an architect, we deal with a lot of property related questions in our life, and this specifically this course, which is Masters in Property, or you may call it a real estate practice. It is an MS course in US, and it is a MArch course in Australia. It is again, it can be something between 2 to 3 years of it either can be 2 years or 3 years of course. And in this course you're going to learn about what are the aspects related to property. So there is valuation, there is analysis, there is buying, selling, rates of that property, all that, how are the rates developed for a certain property. So all these practices are covered under this master's course. And when you're doing bachelor's, you don't really want to go into design field. So this is something a very nice field to opt for, because it is doesn't directly it is not directly related to architecture. It is something related to real estate, property, buying, selling, and all that. So next comes the Masters of Architectural Science. Okay, so now, as the name suggests, that architecture science. So what science includes here is it will help you understand the acoustics. It will help you understand the building services, the plumbing details, the audio, and then the illumination design for that building. Then there are these small topics which are covered under science topic related to architecture. So it all that program is comes under Masters of Architectural Science. Only one college, like a University of Sydney, which is really renowned for this topic. So now when you're going to going to take up some course abroad, you also need to see that it has some individual character to that course, because afterwards you need to get hired in that country if you want to work for that country. So you better select a topic which interests you, also has a very narrowed market for it. So architectural science, if you take up, like if you do a thesis only in illumination design, that is going to give you a really good pay into field. So we guys are here to help you to select that definite course, but definitely we can these are courses you should go for. Then there is Masters of Interaction Design and Electronics Art. So what interaction design is, gives you an, so there is human culture, human centered design, and there's a use of technology. So interaction design is basically the interaction between these two aspects. It gives you a very critical as well as a very technological approach towards the design field. University of Sydney, University of Melbourne, Savannah College of Art and Design in US is again a very good college. Then Parsons School of Design, a very renowned one. So this is a typically 2 years course, and the intakes are between March to August. Then again, a very interesting and not, it is something related to disaster, earthquake management, and the tsunami management team. So there is a team which requires architectural background as well. So Masters of Disaster Design and Development, or you can call it as Disaster Resilience and Sustainable Development, is something which which will give you a it will help you learn the complex challenges which includes natural disasters, civil conflicts, and climate change. So something related to sustainable design, but a very specific one, like if there is a disaster, if there is a civil conflicts for the properties, this master's degree will definitely help you do that. Then comes, of course, it's a 1.5 years. Note that it's 1.5 years course. It is offered in February and July in Australia. In RMIT University is a really good one for that. Then Masters of Interior Design. Okay, so we all know what is Masters of Interior Design basically, but there are few colleges which will give you a very different approach, because it depends completely on your choice basically. So interior designing will give you a project-based learning experience firstly in all the abroad colleges. It will address social, cultural, technological, and environmental challenges associated with the production of contemporary interior environments. Basically, you'll deal with large spaces. So when you're doing interior design as a bachelor's course, you're dealing with really small projects. But when it comes to Masters of Interior Designing, it will help you collaborate with clients, industry, then all the people related with that, and on a very larger scale basically. So Pratt Institute in US gives an amazing course, and also you can do some electives with it. Then there is Parsons School of Design, Savannah College of Art and Design in Australia, in USA. Also, it is a 2 years course, and it will start somewhere between February and August. So the next course is Masters of Design. So Masters of Design is basically a design field where you'll have to decide your topic before choosing this Masters of Design. So there you can go either for design innovation or strategic design. So design innovation is something like you are taking some kind of design, like city planning. Okay, for example, city planning. So you're going to do a lot of intensive research based on what are the different aspects of city planning, and then you're going to present your thesis depending on a site. And other than that, there's strategic design. So the strategic design is basically a strategy provided for a certain area. So now if you can of course take any site, supposedly your hometown. So what kind of strategies you're going to present. So there will be a research of what kind of design approach you will take for doing such kind of project. So that comes under Masters of Design. University of Sydney in Australia, UNSW in Australia, Parsons School of Design, amazing college in USA, offers a 2 years course. Intakes are obviously in March and August for Australia and US. Next is Masters of City Analytics. So not many people would have heard about this. It is offered by New South Wales in Australia. It is almost a 2 years course. It is a very interesting one. So basically, if you want to uh, do projects with the government based in that country, this something like city analytic is a very important and a crucial role in today's day. So what city analytics do is that there's a huge number of data which is collected by the government every year. So understanding that data and revolving that data in order to help designers to start to have a what do you call, it will give you a basically it will give an idea about how many people you have to design for, what kind of infrastructure you need. So all the data collection and analyzing of that data is the job of city analytic basically. It is not very known in India, but it is highly uh, it's a high recommended course in US and Australia, obviously. And then comes Masters of Public Policies and Governance, something very close to city analytic. Here, what we are going to learn about the policies, how the policies are made, what is the science behind making these policies, then what kind of management goes into making these policies, and what kind of data is required, how to generate that data, basically. So all that comes under policy and governance, and definitely you will get a government job if you're doing this kind of a course. It is offered in University of New South Wales in Australia, a 2 years very intensive course, and you will learn how to collect data. You will be learning about GIS. GIS basically is a software where you collect data through satellite. Then next is okay. Next is Masters of Development Practice. Okay, so now development practice is about the complex landscape of development, critical engage with key database, and part of creating sustainable alternatives for the future. Okay, so there are developers, there are town planners in our city. You must have seen. So what these people in abroad, they have this development practice, masters of development practice, where you will be taught about what is the process behind. Uh, I don't know, making design which is more friendly for the people, for any gender, for special aid people. So there is a standard format in which you need to go ahead for the development, and those standards will be taught to you in this master's course. Again, University of Melbourne is offering a wonderful course where you are going to get practical knowledge also of this course. Then there is Masters of Building Information and Modeling. So I would like, this is a very nice design for people who love doing Revit or some kind of software designing. Something, all the designs related to softwares where you're using 3D Max, you're using Revit, you're using SketchUp, you're using GIS. So all that softwares will be taught to you in this design, and building information modeling. So basically that model is going to have its own information in it. So what is the quantity of people who are going to use that design? What is the material which is going to be required to make a particular design? All that information is to be put into that design, and then the design is generated basically. So it will be a very 3D model. It will give you a 3D model and an understanding. But over here, when you're in bachelor's, you're doing Revit just for the building. Okay, but here you understand that you're going to do it on a very larger scale, on an urban scale, and using BIM for such a larger scale becomes very difficult when you start doing it. And this master's course will definitely give you an idea about how to go about it. Then University of Western Australia, it gives a fantastic course, but it is a very short course. It is 1 year course, but it will even give you a chance to do internship with people who are already in this field, uh, which will put you in a very good position. Again, for further courses, I'll like Zarna to continue with this, and she would guide you with the further courses. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Mitali. Thank you so much. So I'm sure they are now, overdosed with the type of courses they can do. I'm sure they have not even thought that there are so many options available. But
Yeah. I think we should give them like a 2 minutes break or something, because
yeah,
it's
I think
it's a lot of overdose for them too.
if you guys want a 2 minute break, you can raise your hands, or else we will continue further. I think everyone is
I think
overwhelmed with.
okay, we can continue, Zana.
Yeah. They really want to know
I'm
now.
really interested to know the courses.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So now I'm going to take you further into the design courses. Okay, so we had a glimpse of all kind of architecture courses we can do, which is specifically based on the architecture part more. Then we had all the discussions about the construction part more, and how we can do it with digital architecture or with the construction management. And also we have gathered all the type of courses which are split into two, but now this is going to take you in the third track, which is going to be all the design fields. So firstly, I'm going to take you up for the interior architecture. So here basically it's not completely interior design, and it's not completely architecture. It's going to be a combination in this course. So you are going to learn a bit of conservation also, you are going to learn interiors also. And basically these courses are really nicely designed, because they are going to make you do the projects which are actually ongoing sites. Okay, that's the beauty of courses in abroad, that you get a chance to work on actually the sites which are ongoing, where you can actually maybe in the company selects your design itself. So Rhode Island is the really renowned one for this course. They offer two type of courses here. They also have a 1 year course. They have 2 year course. But usually the intake will be summer because it's in US. Uh, the next one is industrial design. Okay, I'm sure everyone will be thinking that okay, we have done architecture. Why would we go to industrial design? Guys, you can do a lot of things. As Mithali has discussed, there are human centered design. Okay, so that was something digital we were talking. For which we are going to have an webinar in coming weeks where the experts are going to come and tell you what the course is exactly. So these are all experts in settled in abroad and all. So this course is human centered design itself, but this is going to be related with the material. So you are going to learn the type of materials here, and then you are going to design it for human centric things. So this can be any product also, this can be interior spaces also, this can be many things. So industrial design is not going to be just creating some products. This is going to create some spaces, objects, products, systems, everything. So majorly US colleges are giving you these courses which are really, really renowned ones. Rhode Island is again there. You have Rochester Institute of Technology, you have Savannah, Pratt, Parsons. These all are very renowned and famous colleges. They have either 2 years course or 2.5 years course, and the 5 years, 2.5 years is the winter intake. The 2 years is the summer intake. So you can select as per your choice what time you want to go and then how you want to proceed. The next comes a nature, culture, sustainability studies. It is going to be a bit of theoretical course, but yes, it's going to be really interesting if you are really into the nature, culture, and sustainability. So here you are going to, further when you get graduate from the course, you can actually do an advocacy for environmental things. You can make public policies. So you might be doing right now in your bachelor's also, you will be dealing with the policies which are already there. For each city we have different policies, right? So with this course you can actually, you will be responsible to develop that policy. Okay, you will be responsible for the urban development, like you are going to hold a very crucial status in that project, because you know the nature also, you know the culture also, you know the sustainability also. So you have been beat deep into the research project of the same city. So you will be dealing more in detail in this courses. Again, Rhode Island is the one who is offering this, and it's a MA course which is going to be Masters of Arts. Next comes the Global Arts and Cultures. This is again a similar kind of thing, but this is morely towards the arts and culture. So if you are not thinking about going to into the conservation completely, architecture conservation, but yes, you are interested into the arts and culture, then yes, you can go for this course, because this is particularly going to be only for arts and culture. So you get to know different arts and cultures, and how this information can be used further, how we can make a sustainable and conservative approaches for keeping these art and culture continuing in our cities and all. So this is going to go in detail with only the arts and cultures department. So make sure, if you are really interested, these are going to be really amazing course. And all the MIT and Rhode Island are offering really, really deep and very detailed, nicely developed courses for this. But yes, this is just an MA course in 1.5 years, so not a big deal. 1.5 years we can do. Of course, we have done 5 years bachelor's. Okay, the next comes the furniture design. So yes, I'm sure many a times when you are designing in your bachelor's, the studio projects, you go so much into deep into the furniture design instead of just focusing on the space planning, because you are into the furniture design, right? You can go ahead and make this as your career. You really don't require a prior knowledge in interior designing to do these kind of courses. You can just go after the bachelor's of architecture also. Here you get to learn new materials, how to use them, how the joineries are done, the older techniques also and the newer techniques also, all the machineries, how to manage the machinery, how to use them, how to develop. So this is going to be everything related to furniture. So particularly, you are going to design specific furnitures. They have interesting types of projects there for each course in them. So Rhode Island, Rochester Institute of Technology, really good. Parsons, Savannah, these are really amazing universities offering very, very detailed and nicely designed furniture design courses. That's an MFA. It's not that fine arts is not known there. They really have a respectable position if they have done MFA in abroad. So don't take it otherwise, because India has something else to think about it. So next will be the graphic design. It's again an amazing, and nowadays nothing is done without graphic design. Even when you are presenting your sheets, you need to have knowledge about graphic design, because nowadays we want it to have composed well. The color palette should be really nice. It should be done like in detail, all the positions of the maps, designing. So you are using graphic design anyways. But yes, if you take up the course as a master's in graphic design, you can bring something really amazing than whatever you have taught in your bachelor's. So you can go in detail with graphic design. And again, USA and UK colleges are offering really good courses.
5 o'clock.
They have MFA, they have MA also. So it's either 2 year, 3 year, or 1 year. You can select as per your choice how many year courses you want to do. And of course, when you are selecting the courses as per what years you want to do, you have to also understand that next what you can do. Okay, it's not about just taking up the course, but you have to understand what are the possibilities in future after graduating from these courses. So the next thing comes is the different types of design courses available. So we have combined all them because we found the really good institutes which offer these courses all together. So they have ceramics, they have glass, painting, sculpture, textile, printmaking, jewelry, photography. None of them is a field which architecture students cannot do. Okay, you can go in deep. Nowadays, I'm sure everyone is using Instagram and Facebook. You will be seeing that people who are having knowledge in ceramics are bringing up such a good products. They are making such a amazing products which are used as interior projects or architectural design, for the elevation of the building. Nowadays things have just changed. It's not just exposed brick architecture or cement architecture. Nowadays things are very different. You can come up with great ideas in your field itself with just the particular uh, material you do in deep, and you get so much knowledge, so much exposure to get into. So Rhode Island is one of the really renowned. Rochester Institute of Technology, Parsons, these are really, really good colleges. They all are into the North America and very known ones. They all offer MFA course, 2 years course in these topics. So these all are different courses. So you have MFA in ceramics, you have MFA in photography, and these are going to take you up to the another level itself. So for sure, you can check out these courses also from the institute websites. So we have discussed in detail about the courses which are available. Okay, and we have told you the very renowned ones. But yes, if you think that okay, you have decided one country you want to go, okay, then we have the list that which universities you can apply for. Then we can discuss further that which courses in which university will be the best one for you. But yes, we are giving you the basic information. For getting further and in detail and knowing it which one will be the best suited for you, for your future, for your career, we can take it up in one-on-one sessions. So for now I will just take up United Kingdom. So already we have discussed that the famous courses will be the conservation ones, the history one, environmental sustainable. But yes, the renowned and the very famous colleges are the University of Oxford. Everyone knows that. You have University of London, so College of London. You have Cambridge, you have Manchester, Bristol. These all are really, really good colleges, and they have very amazing courses. In Europe also, we have really amazing courses in Netherlands, Finland, Belgium. You have France, Netherlands, of course. Netherlands and Denmark are really known for architectural courses based on majorly the environmental studies, conservation. They also have urban studies. These courses are really amazing, which they have in their country. In Australia also, as we discussed, we heard Australia a lot of time in other courses. So yes, it is very known for the project and construction management. They have really good courses. The courses I mean really good because the way they are designed. Okay, you know that this course is really nice, really helpful, really good because the way they are designed. Each semester, the type of subjects you are going to be taught, that is very much important to understand. So this is a very deep and thorough research we have done, for which we are presenting now to you, explaining that these are the different countries and these are the different colleges and these are the different courses, because this is not just a one day job. This is a very deep research of years and years, getting in touch with students and those who are passed out with these colleges, and they are doing really amazing in their fields. And you need to get that all in detail, and then you can say, okay, no, this college offers really amazing course which will help you build your future. So again, in United States, as I say, you have amazing design courses, you have amazing urban courses, you have amazing theory courses where very specific. We have discussed that in previously slides where we were discussing about the courses in detail. So a few of the courses are the colleges are the MIT, Carnegie Mellon University, Rochester, Parsons, Pratt, Rhode Island. For design, these colleges are really amazing colleges. Again, we are taking up Canada also. So we are not going into detail with all the countries, but these are the few countries we have taken up for this webinar, because then otherwise the one webinar is not going to cover up everything. So we have taken up these few countries only for now. But yes, if you are interested for going deep into further, like if you are very specific for a course, we can surely give you a lot of options available in all the different countries where you can do that. So again, here in Canada, we have Toronto, we have Waterloo, we have McGill Hills. Of course, we have read a lot of books from them. So that is amazing college. You have project and construction management, construction engineering, really amazing courses there. Next comes the very critical one. So that's what the list of requirements need to have for the application abroad. It's not a one day job, it's not a month job. Make it sure, guys, you cannot crack your choice of college in a month preparation. You need to do a lot of preparation. At least minimum you should start it before 6 months, because you have to have these different folders in place. So we have divided all the application requirements into different folders, like the qualification one, the finance one, medical one, visa one. So these are all different folders which will help you understand what are the requirements of you. Because in qualification, if you think that you have just done the bachelor's and you are done with it, no, it's not limited to that. You have a lot of things to do. I will just take a minute because my laptop battery is getting low. So just a second, please, guys, bear me with this. I'm really sorry for the inconvenience you felt for a minute, but yes, now I'm back with the details we need to have. So for qualification, there are many things. It's not just the GRE TOEFL, it's not just the mark sheets. There is a lot of things which you have to take. You can see the list. It's we have written it down in such a small, and this is not the complete list. Okay, guys, this is the main things which we thought that okay, we can put it up here. So even there are things like you cannot go, or it's not required that if you want to go to US you need GRE for sure. That depends on universities and all that. You have to go in detail, and for that we can help you out. We are here for that. of course. So you have finance folder also. You need to have many documents related to finance be ready before your application. It's not that the things will start after the application, but the things should be done before the application. Even the medical folder is before the applications. You need to have lots and lots of reports done before you apply, because these are the documents required for your admission also. Again, for visa folder, you need to make everything ready beforehand before you apply for visa, because that process is also going to happen before 6 months you are going to travel. At least you need to have a gap of 3 months before doing, so that if anything goes wrong, you have chance again to reapply and finish your process. So for these, we are just going to take a glimpse and we will go in detail. If you really interested, we can go in detail in one-on-one, and we can tell you exactly what you need to do for your application, because it will depend on country. So it's not that one thing follows for everyone. University, course wise, country wise, everything changes. But these are the basic requirements which we have listed down here. The next comes the scholarships. Okay, for design students specifically, there are many scholarships available. Maybe you know, you don't know. I think this is the thing which should be there on this webinar, because it's not that you are going to pay fully. You have a lot of scholarships available for different courses, for different universities. For Bachelor of Architecture students with particular limit of score, you have a lot of options of scholarships, and they offer at least 70 to 80% of scholarships for your course. So you should go for them. And so that's why we are saying that you need to prepare a lot before, if you want to go to abroad, because if you are prepared early, you can save a lot of money. You can apply for the scholarships, you can prepare nicely for them, and you can crack them, and your graduation will be so cheap than what you think. So we have general problems faced by students, which we have come through in these many years. We have been taking students on one-on-one. Our many students are in abroad settled, even in India itself for masters and all. We have a lot of students, and we have seen that there are the general problems. The time when they are coming to us, when they are very much keen that they want to do this only, but then they are sure for this institute only, but that doesn't match. Okay, so there are many problems faced by students, which are actually felt after the course or during the course when you have reached there. So when you have reached that, that doesn't make sense. Instead of that, let us have that things done before. So when you are doing a course selection, a university selection, it is very much important for you guys to understand that a course and a university selection is the very basic thing which you have to focus on. You need to understand that you need to prepare it at a very early stage if you are really keen to go abroad for your masters. Or you have to later on, what is the option? You take a break, you work for a year, and then you go on with your selection and college selection. So you need to understand the minimum requirements of that particular college. You need to understand how much you need to go into detail, and how much is required for all the locations, for all the colleges, all the institutes. So go in detail with all this and understand that these courses are not just you say that you want it and you will have it. It's not going to be like that. For really renowned colleges, you need to prepare a lot. You need to focus in your bachelor's also, so that you score that much, which is the minimum requirement for their institute. So if you are sure you want to do something in this particular institute, you need to understand what the requirements are and go in detail with them. There are many things you have to understand. That if you want to come back, you need to know that, okay, this college is valid or not when I want to come back to India. Or there are many aspects in selecting the course and university. But there are many in finances and the future scopes also, which I would like Sanjukta to take over for the finances and explain them what will be the details for it.
Yes, Thank you, Zaina. I hope till now students have really, they have lot of things have gone into their heads. So yes, obviously you may be confused. You may have some problems faced during what to choose, where to go, how what all the finance opportunities you have, how the finances will happen, what are the future scopes and opportunities. So Zarna have already given a few glimpses regarding your problems faced in while university selection, while course selection. But apart from them, yes, you must be also get confused, or you must also have problems regarding finances, which plays a major role while you are going abroad for any of your higher studies, right? So yes, in finances there are a lot of problems which you may face, right? You may be interested in scholarship options, right? Whether which university is giving you scholarships, whether there are some scholarships provided from at India from government level. So there are a lot of it which you can further, which we can guide you further. So which can also like your burden of finances through these scholarship options, your finance burden can be less. And so there are in India also, government also do fund for higher studies, they do give scholarships, so which we may discuss in one-to-one discussions later. Then yes, you may also face problems in loan application. Obviously for many countries, you may have to apply for education loan for your higher studies. So then all those things need to be proper, how, for which bank you will be applying a loan. Few banks are again tie up with they have tie up with few universities, which make the process of loan easier. So for that, no need to worry. So we are there, we can guide you how all those process can happen, how you can easily apply for loan application, which will help in your finances. So then there again, you may be worried about whether to pay your all the money at a one time, or whether you want to pay it in stages. Yes, there are again, all the universities, they have these opportunities, they give this relaxation that you can pay in various stages, sometimes at a 6-month stage, quarterly basis, or half yearly basis, or yearly basis. So it depends upon which, where you are going, which university you are selecting, again which course you want to. Then obviously you may have problems, or you may get confused regarding living expenses. So again, we will guide you better when you discuss with us on one-to-one interaction. So like yes, there are like countries, the living expenses as per countries may differ. The living expenses in UK will be different in compared to Australia, or maybe compared to Germany, where maybe in Germany the universities, they may have very cheap uh, for the education, but the living expenses may get high. So in that case, you may get confused, or you may face problems. So again, not to worry, you first focus on which, where to go, what to study, then we will help you out. Then there are again hidden costs. There are travel checks, like how much amount you need to take while you are going abroad. Then there are cards, travel cards, that this much amount of money will be there in your travel card or in the travel check, where after going to that country you can use that card. Then again, there are again few countries, they tell you that your bank account must have some kind of minimum required finances, which you will be needing it while you are going to that country for your studies, higher studies. And then again, yes, another option which you may be looking into is that work and earn options, that is learn and earn, right? While you are having your education, while you are doing your higher studies, you may want to get opportunities, or you may find scopes where you can also earn at the same time. But yes, not to worry about that. You can, there are all these universities, they are very, they also give relaxation, like you can also study there, and also you can work there. Even their courses are designed in that way, so you get enough time to give time for your studies, to give time for your classes, and also you get free time where you can work part time on in different fields, and you can earn while you are learning. So not to worry about your problems. So we all are here to guide you better, so that you can have a better course, better place to study. Okay, so further, I would again request Mitali to go to the problems like future scopes and opportunities what students will face. Over to you, Mitali.
Yes, thank you, Sanjukta. Looking at future scope and opportunities, so there are a few problems which are faced by students in this category as well. So, what are the future scopes? So, it is very important to know what are the future scope for this course which you are selecting. Okay, the firstly, it comes like the campus placement. So, very importantly, that once you are going abroad and taking a huge loan, as explained by Sanjukta, so you need to repay that within a certain time limit. Okay, so if there is a campus placement, that is going to give you a boost in getting a job. So if you're going in US, for example, you need to have campus placement because the government is not giving you time to find the job. So there's a very limited time for you to select to get the job. So if there is campus placement, that is definitely going to help you. Then CPT and OPT is something which is related to compulsory practical training and optional practical training. So that is again giving you an advantage of earning while you're studying. Then there is the salary scale. So if you're going to US, that is of course a little expensive than the other countries out here. And if you are selecting a course, why not select something which will give you a very high scale salary? Something which I told previously, that in Australia, the highest salary is given to a project manager as compared to the other courses. So, of course, you can earn more in other courses as well, not necessary. You need to work hard for each and every courses, not that. But definitely, if you say pay wise, there are few courses which give you a really good pay at a very initial stage only. So that is something you can note for. Then there is work permit options. Work permit options is really, really crucial out here, guys, uh, because you need to fix your mind before going abroad, that whether you want to come back to India or whether you want to stay there and work there. So countries like UK are not really known for continuing your practice over there, because it's really hard, and due to recession in those countries, it's really hard to get a job in UK right now, and therefore work permit is absolutely gone in that area. So therefore consider that point before going and select your course accordingly. Then there is PR applications, a very important part and aspect which most people tend to forget, because PR application is something which your family, your to-be family is going to be dependent on that factor. If you want to get married, like of course within 2 or 3 years, mostly people get married after architecture, and that time PR makes a very different approach for your life, because of course you're going to have a dependent visa on you. So what are the work permits for that dependent visa, and what are your constraints basically on your PR? So all that factors, we will definitely help you in understanding those factors, selecting depending upon what course you are selecting. Okay, so benefits for family, of course. So there are few countries like Canada, Australia, which offer a varied level of they have a vast base where they offer benefits for the family as well, be it medical, education for your children, and a lot more options than these. So this is also a very attractive option which will help you select the country. Then there is expected growth in 10 years. Of course, definitely you have to consider this, guys, because if the course is really booming now, it might not be the same scenario in within 10 years. So do check that aspect as well. Then there is there's something called skill-based opportunities. Okay, so every country brings out a skill-based list in which all the required skills for the country are listed down. Okay, so if you are an engineer, and if UK is stating that they need engineers, so like Dubai passed before 5-6 years, it highly needed architects and engineers and laborers to do construction work in their country. Okay, so if you're checking that list, you know what kind of demand is going to what demand is there in that country. So that is again a aspect which can help you further. So moving forward, guys, I would like Sanjukta to take over and tell us how you can contact us, and if you have any other queries, you can come back to us.
Yes, thank you, Mitali. I think we have a few questions in the question answer. Zarna, should we take up that? I think in chat box.
Yes, we can take it up. I can see there is a question regarding what is the right time to start for the preparation. Guys,
Okay.
we can start up as early as possible. Even if you are in second year, third year, it will be really good, because that is the time when you can start preparing your portfolio also nicely. Because generally it has happened with us, the students who are coming to us, they have in the last semester of their architecture, and then they want to prepare the portfolio. Okay, the portfolio is the crucial part to do, and you need really good time. You have to spend a really good time for that. But if you are coming at the last minute for it, I don't think that will be great to do that thing. It will not be even great to prepare your statement of purpose, because that is also a very important part. So the early you can start, the better it will be. Minimum take a gap of 6 months. Okay, I'm not talking 6 months as in from the course starting time. 6 months before the application deadline. It will be much better to start on. Okay, what's the next one?
I think we have one question by Pujita. Yes, Pujita. So she's asking about any information about University of Greenwich. Okay, so yes, like if you're looking for courses in University of Greenwich, so there are courses like landscape and also courses like urbanism or urban studies, and it is an MSc degree in urbanism, and you can also have MArch degree or MLA. That is Master of Landscape Architecture, or a MArch degree in landscape architecture. So in this course, the University of Greenwich is famous. But again, yes, if you like when to apply, how to apply, so you can contact us later in personal one-to-one discussion. We can guide you ahead.
And also, I would say that really, why the Greenwich only?
Yes.
What is the reason for that? You need to really understand. Yeah, many times it happens. My friends are there. They have done their masters from there, or I have someone known, or we all are planning to go there. I mean, that is great, but this is career point. So let's understand firstly that why that institute only.
And of course, if anybody is selecting a certain course, like if Pujita wants to go in landscape design, there's obviously we have an non-exhaustive list of colleges which will offer great opportunities for landscape, and also what kind of electives you can select with these courses. That is again a very interesting thing to look upon, guys.
Because that will make their course more interesting, and that will help you out when you graduate, because you will be having different set of knowledge which is required in the field majorly. So that is not a particular thing which is for the course itself, but it is going to help you out in your future also. The next we have
there's one more question. What are the courses which pay higher than architecture?
Okay, that's an interesting one. But uh, it's not a particular course, I would say. Okay, because as we have discussed already, there are different set of courses which are really famous for different countries, because there is a demand in the field of it. Okay, so you need to understand that, okay, what are the future plannings you have. So if you have decided you want to come back India, then you can think about the courses which are going to be really helpful for you when you are coming back. But if you want to stay in the country, you are going to do your masters, you need to check out the courses which are going to help you get a good pay after you graduate. So that this is a critical question, I would say, and for that there is not a single answer that I can say that okay, you go, you do this course and you will get highest pay in all over the world. No, that cannot happen. So let's sit in one-on-one and discuss that if you are sure that okay, whatever I do, but I want high pay after that, we can do that. We can surely do that for also. Okay, next.
I think there is one question, but it is I don't know if it is an incomplete question. So what I can guess is like it's from an attendee. I think he or she is asking, I am in 4. Like if he or she means then he is in 4th year. And yes, if you are in 4th year, from now onwards also you can prepare, you can start thinking upon what courses you are interested in. And you can also like prepare for your abroad, like already Zarna mentioned what are the various requirements or exams you need to give. So I don't know, like he or she, his question is incomplete, so I just guess if if he or she is in 4th year and asking if he or she needs to prepare right from now.
Yeah, it's better if you start preparation. Like obviously you can get in touch with us. We have different memberships for all the students who want to join us to have complete set of knowledge and get the course which you really want to do from the in university which you are interested in. It is better you join us, and we have memberships for different timelines. We have a membership for a year also, for 6 months also, for a month also, and we also have different one-on-one sessions which are individual sessions which you can do. And it will we can cover up the courses for India also. It's not just for abroad, but we can do it for anywhere you want to do.
I think there is one more question. So what is better, going for PG as soon as you finish UG, or wait a year or two and go for PG? Okay. Like but yeah, yes, I would also say that a few universities, they do have a requirement that after your
Professional
BArch,
practice.
yes, you do a 1-year professional practice and then you can take up that course. So you need to again be specific into, if you are selecting such universities, then you have, there are their requirements. So you need to
Yeah, so
check that.
if you are asking us in general, like our review, what you should,
Yeah.
Yeah.
then I think you should firstly tell us that have you done your UG or not. Then we can say you that okay, what will be the better choice. See, understand, it's not that there is a specific set of rule which you have to follow. Okay, this thing will depend on the course by course, that what you really want to do and what kind of experience that course demands. Okay, so maybe if you have selected a course which really doesn't require any prior experience, you can directly go after your UG. But yes, if you are not so sure, just have an experience for a year or two. And
Also, I would like to mention here is that something like if you're going for some courses which are design related, it doesn't need much of a practical knowledge as such. But if you're taking M planning or city analytic or masters in architecture, that really needs some kind of understanding before you get into masters. And also it needs a lot of skills, because you won't get time, guys. You won't get time. Once you are going in masters, it's going to be a very intensive course. People are not going to give you time to sit and learn Photoshop or sit and learn SketchUp. You need to have that understanding before you're going. Okay, so it is always better that you take that gap, do that, improve on your skills, improve on your professional practice, take professional practice in the field of your interest, because taking professional practice from anywhere is not going to give you any chance of admission in that particular college. Okay, these famous colleges like Oxford and their Pratt, these institutes are looking at professionals who have already worked in the field, at least for 1 year, if not 2 or 3 years, at least for 1 year is mandatory. So Definitely, I would suggest it's my personal choice that you should take at least 1 year gap.
Also, if some of you are interested for courses like construction management or project management, you really need to go to the site, see all those how site works happen for a year, work under some professional architect or an engineer, where you will build your interest and you will have further interest to work ahead or study or take up that subject. So again, it will depend course to course and
Also
your,
references, yeah, references. You will
yes.
get references from people that will directly give you admission, because getting a reference from the person who is into that profession for more than 30 years it makes a huge difference, guys.
Yeah, so I think we have covered up everything you want to know, but yes, still I'm sure you are not clear with what will be best option for you. So I would suggest you get in touch with us on one-on-one, and we can understand your requirement and then give you a specific answer that what will be the best choice you can make for your future. The next we have is GRE compulsory. Depends on the courses, because few university, yes, they need GRE and they have a specific score they want to have. The few courses don't really require GRE, or there are few courses where the minimum is there, but yes, your selection will be based on SOP and portfolio. So that depends on the different courses you want to do. Okay. Pujita is again asking for, okay, if you want to work in India, is MArch degree better or MSc? If you want to do, if you want to go in teaching, do MArch. If you want to do,
Yeah.
you want to work professionally, MSc is also fine. There is not an issue with that. You can do Masters of Science, you can do Masters of Fine Arts, you can do Masters of
MA
Art.
degree, anything is
Yeah,
fine.
you can do Masters in.
B honors and M
But
honors.
for teaching, you will need a 2 years certified course, Master of Architecture.
And that too, we have the list of COA universities which are approved by COA. So only these universities degree will be qualified for you to be a professor in any university. So if you have a specific plan to come back and pursue your career in teaching, you get in touch with us on personal basis, and we can give you the list out what are the courses you can choose and which are the universities you can select. I guess we have covered up all. No, we have one more. Okay. How can you, okay, how can I be a set designer or game designer? Nice. We have covered up, okay, we have not covered up the uh, course of game designer and set designers here. But yes, there are interesting courses which will help you be a game designer or set designer. You don't have those specific ones, but yes, there are different courses which give you the same syllabus they have, and then the career can be as a set designer or a game designer. So there are few courses in USA, there are few courses in Australia which offer these kind of career options. So you can get in touch with us for that, and we can give you the knowledge which is required to have application for those courses. Okay, Pooja is saying, yes, I'm interested. Can you share that list? Yes, you need to get in touch with us, Pooja, on one-on-one basis. You can either email us your requirements, or you can WhatsApp us on the number which is on the screen.
I
Okay.
think we have, yes, we have one more question.
Yeah,
So
question
yeah,
answers me.
but actually that attendee is asking, can you come again with a webinar on thesis topics or different categories of topics to choose for a thesis, portfolio, design, and working in offices, also job readiness, and after completing that BR
You
course.
want to have everything.
Everything, but yes, obviously will come, but one by one, step by step will come with
Okay.
all.
I think no bachelor student is ever going to be satisfied with thesis topics. There might be 100 topics, but they want one more different topic.
Okay, so guys, we have already given guidance to a lot of students for their thesis topics and their thesis project, in fact. Because yes, many colleges in India nowadays give one guide from the institute, and then they, they can discuss from the professors in the institute itself, but they really don't get time because all the professors have a lot of students to guide. So we offer that service to students who really want to go with the thesis and completing their project, and because in thesis you need guidance at every stage. Okay, you cannot just think that okay, the topic is done and so I can continue with it and I will finish it off. So for thesis topics, we actually have no webinars in the upcoming month, but yes, we will be there for that. But yes, we guide students for their thesis thoroughly from the start to end, from the selection of the topic to the stage of plannings and methodologies and their designs and everything. And if you have checked out our Instagram, we have students who have really given us good comments that they were very happy with our guidance, and it was really helpful. So you can also get in touch with us in one-on-one, and can surely help you out with your thesis also. And working in offices, portfolio, yes, for portfolio we have different batches. For portfolio we do take up portfolios for students and help them out in building that portfolio. Either it can be specifically for your masters or it can be specifically for your job applications. Secondly, okay, I guess I'm done with the queries he has asked, he or she.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you can get in touch with us for any query you have. Either you WhatsApp us or you email us, and we will get in touch with you. We will give you the best possible help we can for your requirement. And yes, it was really great. I think we are done with the questions today, right?
Yes, I think
Yeah.
we are done with that.
Okay. Okay, so I guess for today, this was a really amazing and great opportunity here. Guys, I'm going to start a poll for you guys. So please, it will be really great if you guys give us your feedback, and we will be improving if there is anything required. And yes, you guys can get in touch anytime you want. Text us, message us, follow us. You will get a lot of information even after, just by following us, because we have a lot of webinars coming up, and there will be specialized experts in from different fields giving you information for your queries, your doubts. You can talk with the experts on one-on-one and get clarification of each courses. So the next week we have webinar on urban design and environmental and sustainable planning. So these are the two courses we are covering up for the next week, and we have experts from IITs and CEPT Institute, which they are going to give you a really detailed information on these courses, and they will help you out to understand what the course is about. So do join us for those webinars. We will be soon launching the posters for them and the registration link, so you can join us for that. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.